Hello guys, this is Donald's Movies, and today I'll be giving you the lore of the Crystalsong forest, explaining why this zone is so vastly different compared to any other zone in Northrend. So, without further ado, let's get into the lore. Before the War of the Ancients, the Night Elven Empire spanned over most of Azeroth. Many outposts were established all across the continent, and one of these outposts was a city named Shandaral, located in a forest known as Moonsong. When the Sundering struck the world, the landmass fractured completely, and Shandaral and its inhabitants found themselves isolated in the harsh lands of the newly formed continent Northrend. The highborne denizens were completely cut off from their cousins, and due to their distance from the new Well of Eternity in Nordrassil, they were exposed to many diseases and various other problems. For thousands of years they lived like this, and they had the exact same fate as the High Elves who settled in the Eastern Kingdom. However, unlike Datramar's followers, these Highborn didn't possess any vials of the Well of Eternity to just create a new Sunwell or any significant source of power, so desperate they resorted to scouring the Moonsong forest for every bit of power they could find in order to sustain themselves. Things were looking pretty bleak, but one day they accidentally encountered the blue dragonflight. They witnessed as the dragons turned living things into crystal, extracting power from them. The dragons themselves performed these acts out of sheer curiosity, but the elves were completely stunned and saw this as the only way to end their suffering forever. Initially, they attempted to contact the blue dragonflight, but they were constantly ignored and in some cases even met with open hostility. So, left with no choice, they decided to learn this technique by force, infiltrating the lair of the blue dragons, the Nexus. The operation was successful and they gathered intelligence on the dragon magic, but unfortunately, greed drove them to take a lot more than they had come for. The elves, on top of just uncovering these secrets, also stole many powerful artifacts contained within the Nexus, and by doing so they triggered wards, sending the entire dragonflight into a frenzy. The infiltrators did manage to escape, but the consequences were much worse than just a few thieves dying. One day, dozens of blue dragons descended upon Shandaral filled with rage, ready to destroy these lesser creatures. The elves, facing annihilation, gathered on a cliff overlooking Moonsong and attempted to use the new technique in order to crystallize a small part of the forest so that they can gather the power and use it to battle the dragons. Unfortunately, this proved to be a huge disaster, and their reckless spell set off a blinding explosion visible from all over Azeroth. The entire Moonsong forest was crystallized instantly, and the physical forms of every living creature was shattered. The blue dragons sensed the disaster and managed to escape before it happened, but the elves were not of such luck. Their spirits, warped by the spell, were cursed to mindlessly wander this haunted land that now became known as the Crystalsong Forest. Alright, and that is all I have for this video. Do leave your thoughts on what you would like to see next, and don't forget to subscribe for more content like this, and also like the video as it really helps out and keeps all the videos going. Thanks a lot for taking the time out of the day to watch this video, and see you next time.